and what we need to know about banana and plantain here this morning. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Yes, so good afternoon once again. You are welcome to Plantain and Banana Research Farm of IITA. So having gone through the lectures in the morning, I'm sure most of us now have a kind of better idea of what it is to grow plantain and the essential role that plantain farmers need to play in our society. So we are now in the practical session where we'll be showing you some of those activities that we as a research farmer into here. And then hopefully we'll be able to answer some of the questions because we know we might have one or two things that we would like to know. But without wasting your time, we want to start with, this is Mr. Murphy, is our field person, and then he'll be showing you the parts of the plantain plant. We need to start from there so that you can better understand the plant and then have a better understanding on what we do here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Papa. Once again, I said good afternoon. Is it good afternoon now?
Good afternoon. Yeah.
I will be garnishing my English with Yoruba so that at least we would enjoy it, or maybe say spice it up so that we can have a clear understanding of what we are here for. I'm glad most of you were in the class when we were telling you what happens on the field. I'm glad to see you all because this is the field. It's about a year old now. And you can see how we've been able to manage it. Let me start from scratch. Plantain is like a baby. The land is the family. If you have a good baby, born into a good family, the family will produce good impact in the baby. If you have good land, where you have nutrients, hallowed land to be precise, the good baby is the sucker, which you have gotten, which is the clean material. Now you are bringing them to a good land, which is the good family. Now, when you grow them, first, one important thing that makes research environments unique is the layout of our farms. You get that? If you have a good land, you probably have good understanding of how you want your land to look like. If you have a good family, understand that the name of the family is very, very important too. So now, what do you think of? How do I design my field? Then you talk of the spacing. We have two interesting spacing, just like Topper had said in the class. He mentioned two. One was 2 meters by 2.5. The other was 2 by 3 meters. What does that translate? In between two rows, we have 3 meters. In between two plants, we have what? 2 meters. Now, when this is considered, if you align them very well, have a very good pathway. These pathways you see, they are very important. During your maintenance, it will be easy for you. When you want to harvest, it will be easy for you. Other activities, maybe you want to put in your irrigation materials, just like IITA has done. You can see we have a sprinkler there. Now, all these factors over years have been established to be very, very important. Now, as you progress, maintenance comes in. Over years, we have concluded by saying slashing is a bit expensive. What we decided was putting small slashing, putting more chemicals. Because the more your chemicals do, the risk it becomes to your soil. You get that? So what we do here most times, we do what? We marry the both together. We try to establish a system that will not be too much, so that we don't put in too much money, and will not be less, so that we can get something good. So, but for farmers like you, who are self-funding your material or funding your farms, it is very, very important that you have a standard statistics that would manage your fund, and which, if you can get those contractor laborers, you get them and equally support them with chemicals a bit. For me, sometimes I tell people, I said, why don't you have 40, 60? 40 for manual, 60 for chemicals. At the end of the day, you must have succeeded in making some savings, which will help you. If you put in 5 maximum approach to maintenance, I mean 5 times maintenance, you should start doing what? Harvesting your bunches, because within that 5 period, that would have taken you plus or minus 10 to 12 months. In between that period, something must have started happening if there is enough rain for you, or there is irrigation to support your what? Your farm. Now, as this thing grows, you need to come around, check. If you look at our field now, in the mix of this maintenance, propping and stepped in, the plants are grown up. We have 2 crucial periods in a year when we are scared. The first period is during March. But these few years, because of climate change, February has become threatening too. You have wild wind coming into your field. You know, obviously in the past, March and September were very consistent. We know those periods, there must be wind that will exceed what you can just keep your plant for. But IIT has designed so many ways to work against these things. Number one, which is to be very easy for us, is getting our bamboo. If you look at it, look at most of the plants. We have bamboo. He was talking about support the other time. Propping. You can see it. Look behind you, there's one here. You can see these bamboos are gotten free. I'm sure you can have it wherever. But in areas where bamboo cannot be much available, just like IIT, you can equally go to your bushes. Just cut most of those trees that has, you know, ẹ̀tún, tó ní ẹ̀tún, tó lè gbá ọrùn ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ yẹn mú, tẹ́ bá ti rí yẹn mú, just get it there, plug it, look at the direction that the plant is tilting to, so that when the wind comes, it will not bust it up. Hook it by the neck. The neck is where you have your bunch coming out. When you put it there, and you dig a bit, maybe like plus or minus few centimeters, so that the bottom of your support will not be dancing around in case wind is trying to push the plant from that direction. So that will help you. For us here, we go a bit further because anything can happen when it comes to wind. That's why I see us tighten the bamboo to the plant so that it will grip very well. That's a tutu which you have cut. If you can afford to get this same process, get a rope, tie it to it so that in case the wind is pushing it, it will hold it firm. You will still benefit it. There is no doubt about that. The worst market a plantain seller announced, I can tell you, is 100% of his primary input to the farm. I'm sure nobody will contest that because ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ tẹ́ bá rà tẹ́ lè gbedele kí wọ́n kí n kú ìnáwó. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì sí kíní o, sí ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́ta ní páàdì kan, you know, and that's to tell you, kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣènáwó lórí pé ẹ fẹ́ bóyá ẹ san ni ẹ ṣe nǹkan kan. Ẹ ò lè ná kọjá ẹgbẹ̀rún kan láti gbé páàdì kan jáde. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Tá a bá ṣe ṣírò rẹ̀, tá a pín lórí ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan, lórí ìdúró, ní parí gbogbo, ó dá mi lójú pé a lè ná ju bí ẹgbẹ̀rún kan lọ. Ẹ wá wò ó ńgbà tá a bá lọ tà ní ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì sókè. Nínú ọdún yìí, ńgbà tá a jáde tá a fẹ́ lọ rọ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, tó dáa máa ń jáde lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láti ṣe market survey. Èyí tá ara èmi àti ìkejì mi, ẹgbẹ̀rún 6.5 ní páàdì kọ̀ọ̀kan ní oṣù kẹta ọdún yìí. Ẹ wá wò ó, tó bá jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ wa dá ní ìdá àgbẹ̀ báwọn. Ṣé ẹ tí ì di àgbẹ̀ tó yóò gbéraga láwùjọ ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ kẹ wá nírú yẹn bíi ẹgbẹ̀rún ká wá ṣí ẹgbẹ̀rún kan sí ẹgbẹ̀rún 6. Ẹ mọ̀ pé owó ti dénú oríṣiríṣi ni ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe àǹfààní. tó tá a bá rí bó ṣe ń lọ yẹn cropping yẹn wà very very important. ìyẹn máa ń minimize àwọn ó fẹ́ ṣubú kò fẹ́ ṣubú yẹn èyàn ti kó ń bẹ̀. tọ́lọ́n bá bò á láti rí ẹ wo nǹkan tí onígẹ̀ẹ́sì ń pè ní irrigation. ẹ má jẹ́ kó fẹjú mọ́ wa. There is virtually no magic in irrigation. The only thing in irrigation is the concept. Kí ni ìtumọ̀ irrigation? Omi ti dé ọ̀dọ̀ ọlọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀. Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ti rómi mu lásìkò tí ò sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ kànga tẹ rí pumping machine kékeré kan tẹ́ ẹ kàn tọ́ omi sí tẹ́ ẹ̀ lè ra irú ilé torí lè owó rẹ̀ wọ́n. Tẹ́ bá ti lè kókó mi kàn máa ṣe kí ni ó máa tọ́ sí. Tó bá ti ń rí yẹn ṣe ẹ̀ẹ̀kan láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ àṣírí ti bò. Ní wákàtí yìí ẹ wá tún wo àwọn ewé yìí ẹ rí pé à ń géwé tiwa. Ìkànnú àwọn èèyàn wa àwọn náà sọ̀rọ̀ fún ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń pè ní maintenance culture. Gígé rẹ̀ kí àwọn kòkòrò tó ń jẹ ewé tí èjẹ́ kó rí oúnjẹ ṣe kó máa ṣe dáadáa. Ara àwọn iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe nìyẹn láti jẹ́ kí èso wa kó lè rí bọ́ọ̀kù wa ó níyàtọ̀ láàrin titiwa àti tiyín. Màá sẹ́nu kù gẹ́gẹ́ bí onígẹ̀ẹ́sì tá a bá ní ìbéèrè ká tẹ̀síwájú kí n tó gbé fún ẹnì kejì mi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're still watching live the radio at the IITA Farmers Outreach. It's the practical session. Please continue to type in your questions online. And for our farmers who are here, they also have more questions that they will be asking right here on the field. Mrs. Moyo, sorry, you are next for your explanations. And practical.
Okay, so please, and I would like us to come to this side. Because what I want to say is a bit practical. So what I mentioned earlier in the morning about the pest and diseases affecting plantain and banana. Like you can see here, this is these two here, they are the combs. That's what is the plant is attached to under the ground. So, and as we can see, there are different tunnels in these combs as a result of weevil eating up the combs. If you can look into this, you can see this black thing. That's the weevil inside. Black weevil. Yes, inside here. And here, this point, when we're trying to slice the combs, we cut the larva into two. This is the larva of the combs. So of the weevil, sorry. So when you have things like this on your field, the plants will be very weak. To stand will be a problem. Any small wind, then it's fallen, is gone. And if the plant survives to the stage of carrying a bunch, there is no hope for that bunch. Do you understand? So, and you see, so that is for the banana weevil. And then for the nematodes that I mentioned earlier, we can see that these roots are clean and they are nematode free, because you can see the white color of the roots. But this one here, they are gone. If we perform our miracle that we perform in the lab on these roots, you see billions of nematodes in these roots, like millions, yes, in these small roots that I'm holding, because they are present in thousands, in millions in the roots of plantain and banana. So when you have your suckers and you see that the roots are black, this is the one that we have not sliced, and you see that they are black like this, that means they are nematode infested. The plants will not do well. So this is these are the weevil. So this is what they look like. Yes. Kòkòrò banana ni. Wọ́n máa jẹ àwọn kóòmù yẹn, wọ́n á jẹ wọnú, tó pé wọn ní agbára láti nà dúró. So this is what they look like. And some banana weevils, they only eat the combs, while some they feed on the pseudostem. You understand? So when you have the mixture of the one that eats the comb and the pseudostem, I'm so sorry, it's gone. Yes. So basically that is part of the pest and disease. Also for the fungal disease that affects plantain and banana, if you look up here, you see leaves that are turning brown, like this one right here. Let's use this one as an example. Sorry. So if you look at these leaves, this part here is already gone, it's brown already. So assuming the old plants, this main plants, assuming all the leaves are brown like this, if you see any bunch at all, it will not be attractive for consumers, for buyers in the markets to buy, because the leaves are gone. There's no green part of the leaf for the sun to penetrate and photosynthesize the plant. So if you see leaves like this on your field, the best way to manage it is just remove. Yes, so you don't have transmission of diseases from one plant to the other. So basically that is what I'll be telling you on the pest and diseases of plantain and grass. So I'll be handing over the mic to my colleague, Mr. Tope here.